You're trying to prove yourself. It's never gonna end. Like, you're going to be proving yourself constantly over and over again because it's not about being tested by the people around you, it's you. You do not have healthy boundaries. You're insecure, you do not believe in yourself, you do not put yourself first in your life. You have bad relationships with your parents, like I did. And so it's gonna amount into going out into the world and having unhealthy relationships with literally everybody around you. Those friends that you maybe have that are the most gorgeous, smart, intelligent, wonderful, talented, but they shit on themselves. And isn't that so infuriating? And there are some people who would rejoice in that. In the fact that you don't even like yourself. It is so hard. It baffles me. Like, I have gone through this, but it baffles me. How can we not like ourselves? Like, what is it? Are we so convinced that we're not supposed to? Do we just look at ourselves from a really, really judgmental perspective and just compare ourselves to another image in our heads that we have, that we're supposed to be better, we're supposed to be like that, and not like this? You can't make your dreams a reality while being insecure. You can't have healthy friendships while being insecure. You can't have healthy romantic relationships while being insecure. You just can't, because you know what I did when I was having friendships? I loved my friends more than I loved myself. I put them up on a pedestal. I thought, literally, I believed that they were more important than me. Not only did I behave so, I also believed so, and I probably behaved so because I believed so. And it was extremely unhealthy for me, and it's just plummeted my self-esteem. Because hello everyone, hi, my name is Taiyisiya. I am very glad to have you here today. Welcome. I will be your host. And the topic of this conversation, here we go. We have how I went from being afraid to breathe wrong to making my dreams a reality. I'm really glad to have you here. And this is sort of nerve wracking. It's like a POV. You're at my lecture, POV. You're watching me give out a public speech or something like that. I guess I should start this out by saying that ever since I was a little girl, I've known that there was something in me so important that it had to be shared with this world. But with that immense feeling and responsibility also came its challenges, and the more there is light, the more there is shadow. It's a constant balance. And to be honest with you, even be able to be recording a video for you right now, I had to go through hell and back. I cannot explain to you how I've actually gained the courage to start my own YouTube channel. It sort of happens, but also I have, like I've expressed earlier, I've gone through hell to get here. It all started, I believe, February, March of last year, of 2023, that I started having some thoughts about making my own YouTube channel. And honestly, I haven't even yet thought of what I was gonna do with that. Actually, I'm lying. I knew what I was gonna do with that. I was going to talk to you like I am right now and give out a whole speech. And this is making me feel important. Wow. This is my dream. Someday I'm gonna be on a big stage instead of my room. But my room is also important because this is the beginning of my journey. And please never be discouraged by the beginning of your journey, because you will never get those years, months, days back, because these are the most magical and the most exciting because you're not sure yet. Like, you have a dream and you feel in your being and in your heart that this is meant for me and this is meant to happen. But reality is a tiny bit different from what you're hoping to achieve, but at the same time, you're already walking that road. I've started this book called Atomic Habits, and it's an incredible book. Like, no non useful things, just all the good stuff. And there's something about the scale of, I think, progress, how there's this valley of despair that comes with sticking to your habits or just some, well, things that you're doing on a constant, so habits. And there's a time period where you don't see any progress while all of your efforts, daily efforts, are still piling up, and someday it will reach that boiling point that you will blow up, for example, on YouTube, or just you will see immense progress, but it only happens like day by day and by what you put into your goal. Also, the goal is not to have one, but to be somebody. Like, I am being a YouTuber right now, and my goal isn't to like reach a certain amount of subscribers, but to, okay, I am a YouTuber. What am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to make videos, and what would a good YouTuber do with a good channel? Well, that person would post regularly and have a schedule, a set schedule. So I'm posting on Fridays from like, I posted at 8 p.m. because I noticed traffic, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna start posting at midnight actually on Fridays. But to you, it's like, oh god, wait. To you, it's like 9 p.m. or something, or even. Why am I talking about this? Or a lady, and you know what? I have this thing where it's like, you're a lady. I've gotten this from my mom. You're high society. You're. I'm not. I don't even know what that is. Of course I do. It's weird. It's like, mom, we're regular ass middle class people. Calm yourself. I love you, but seriously. But like, I get it. Strive for the better, and that is where my perfectionism comes from. Anyway, mind you, those bathrooms, they literally did not have doors. There's like this wall, this wall, and this is a story about actually assault, abuse, and bullying. That also in mind. There was no door. And that girl and her friend that I actually still go to university with. Wild, isn't it? That girl literally assaulted me. Like, she first made fun of my jokes and like my conversation. Then I was literally not done from being on the toilet. I was still there. And it's like, why do you not have bathroom doors? Explain this to me. She literally came up to me, started shitting on me about how I grazed her freaking white stockings, and she was like, "You had gray stockings and I had white, and do you understand? Do you understand?" And I'm like, "Girl, what the fuck do you want from me? I'm sorry. Literally clean yourself, dumb bitch." It's so weird. And then she took her boots, and it was winter, and she literally was swinging them in my face. Can you imagine that? Like, me coming up to you and swinging my fucking boot in your face while I was on the toilet, my what's it called? My panties down, and I was like, I was not about to get up. I was on silent. I was freeze in the freeze fight fawn, whatever. I was freezed over. I was literally assaulted. It was insane that my friend, it was so long. My friend came looking for me, And I was crying when I saw her because I was literally dead in the face and dead in everything. And I was trying to think like, should I get up? But I literally she was swinging her fucking boot in my face, and I didn't want to embarrass myself. And so I sat there, and then my friend came out, and it was so fucking long. She came looking for me, and we were supposed to go somewhere with a group. She was like, "Are you done?" And I was like, I was crying, and I was like, "Help me!" And she was so confused, like she didn't fucking help me because she didn't understand because those girls were pretending to be like, I don't understand why she's crying. I don't understand. Like what's wrong with her, you know? I don't know. Bitch, be so for real. You know? And it's like I'm only now starting to understand maybe people are this manipulative that they literally do perform and they're not that fucking clueless like I think they are because I have the best of intentions in mind and I would never even think to hurt somebody, you know? This is not about the stockings. This is not about the stockings because she was saying like I think I'm better than her, that I'm so like cool this and that, and then I had like dared to do that, and then that was not the only time. We clashed in the fucking corridor that's like this big because she wouldn't move out of the way, and I think one of us had scissors. I don't understand if it was a fever dream or somebody literally got scissors in the eye. I don't remember who. I think this was a dream, but also it was real. It was weird, and then years later, like literally, I was in middle school. I had different friends. I was like a different, whole different person. It was in the park, in the public huge park, and she literally like shoved me. And I was like, girl, I don't give a shit who the fuck you are, you know? Obsessed behavior. And why am I still talking about this to this day at the ripe age of 20? Because I'm traumatized. I am traumatized, and I did not dare to express myself since, because mind you, this was about me performing and I had a great time, and then I got bullied for it. I got assaulted for it. And I cried to my mom, but we literally, they did not get any consequences at all. Because you want to know why? Because it was like I was so scared, honestly. I was just afraid. I just didn't want to do anything. And after that, I became like really afraid of confrontation. I did not stand up for myself, even though I do have a fiery spirit and I have a strong sense of justice. Very strong. I will stand up for anybody and anything that like I believe what's right, but not for myself because I'm like this isn't worth it. It's scary. Like if you were assaulted and abused and bullied, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Know that you're not alone, and it gets better. I promise. Work through that. Work that out. Love yourself. Like you have so much of life yet to live. Have so many amazing things to experience. Please don't let the past stop you. You can just support yourself and tell yourself like, hey, I know that happened to you, but we'll get through this. I'm here for you. I love you. And it'll all be okay. Like it will pass. I promise. So that's where I think all of my issues with shining and being a star and just simply expressing myself, like all of that, I think that is where all of that comes from. Then we need to drink water, and I understand why public speakers have water. I have tea. 1 second. I did not like expressing my opinions in groups. I wanted to. Do you ever have that feeling of like you have a thought, you have your opinion, you formed it, and you just want to say it, and you're like, say it, say it, and you don't because you can't. It's literally stuck, and I've gotten better at this, at being afraid and doing it anyway. Like it still happens to me, but oh my god, the amount of opportunities to just be free that I have missed, I cannot tell you. I don't know what I'm scared of, honestly, but I think it's mostly because I perceive myself so much through the lens of other people, through their eyes, and not through the way of just being myself. Just be, just do, just say. It's you. And I was also like, I don't have the right, and there's like the right to speak because I feel like I was silenced. Like, were you silent or were you silenced? Literally. Like, I was also attending theater. I'm a theater kid. I cannot believe that. I can't believe that. I am very theatrical. I am very charismatic. And I just love to have this fun. But while in theater, God, it was literally children at like the age of 12, 13, 10, 11, all of that. And it's like, it was so tough. It was so tough. We were treated like professionals. And some people thrived and some didn't. And I am not for that kind of environment. I'm not here for it. I need gentle treatment. I need calm and peace and none of that nerve. Please no. And it was, oh my god, it feels like yeah, I will literally fall apart if I have to like express myself. And you know, you have these creative tasks like be a monkey and do that and do this, and it's like so scary to do it wrong because they want something from you, because they want something from you. And you know, I try so hard to get recognized because I believe that I have that something, and I love being all professionally theatrical. Okay, I love that, but also I always felt like I wasn't good enough. It was hard to make friends. It was always hard for me to make friends because I would not talk to strangers. I was so shy and afraid. I think it's because of childhood trauma, of my parents' divorce, of my relationship with my mom, the absence of my dad. I was just like, and mostly of my past experiences with children in kindergarten and school. I was traumatized, guys. Social anxiety is my best friend. It was literally there for me. It's like, hello. No, honestly, you know who my best friend was? It was God. It was literally the universe and that feeling that despite everything that goes on around me, I am me. I am myself. Like, this does not define me. The abuse that I went through in my home, the emotional neglect, God, I used to pray on my knees for a better life. You know, there is this fine line between your reality tells you that you do not have a good life and you don't deserve it, and believing that you deserve a good life and wanting it so badly. And so the universe felt like it spoke to me. You know, without all of the internet, without all of external support, I had an internal pillar that told me you're meant for more in this life. You're meant to be huge, you're meant to be seen, you're meant to be heard. You have something to tell the world, something important that could change people's lives, and this is why I am doing this right now, speaking to you. This was literally my dream, and it's been my dream for my whole life. And also, I've dreamed of doing YouTube, but I just didn't know, didn't have the resources. It wasn't the time. I didn't speak English yet. It was drastically different from what it is now. and I was kind of looking for. Okay, the thing is, please do not look for signs outside of yourself. Please do not follow the guidelines of other people's realities. Please do not repeat after them. If there is something you want to do and you truly, from the bottom of your soul, want and feel like you're meant to do this, follow that. Even if you don't have ideas yet, they will come, I promise you, because this video I've literally had to rest and recuperate for this idea of like, okay, I want to be a public speaker so bad. And like, why don't I do a video like this and become a public speaker on camera? You know, I dressed up, I made my presentation. It's not a presentation, it's just a banner that you cannot see sadly because it would either cut my forehead in half, but you would have this, but it would cut my forehead in half. So that's best luck. Follow what is inside of you. If you feel like you're meant for something, you are. Please believe in yourself. Believe yourself. I know it might be hard, but cut off external noise because it's not important. You think it might be important, you think these are great, some ideas, all that jazz, and they might be, but they're not you. And not everything is for you. What is for you is definitely something that comes from inside of you. And even now I'm standing here and like doubting whether this video had the great wonderful things that I have wanted to express, and I'm comparing this whole experience to the image that I had in my head for how I thought this was supposed to go. And it never goes according to plan, you know? I've set the scene and I just let everything else happen because I know it can. I just really hope that you had something to take away from this, honestly. But also at the same time, I'm getting paid to share my own experience. And isn't that so cool? You just get to come on stage and okay, not blabber, because people do have scripts for this. But you have to remember that you as a human, you are a script on your own. If you are doubting yourself, whether you have what it takes or not, you're not empty. You're not a nothing. You are a human being and you are so much more than what meets the eye. You're so much more than what you can see. There's so much more inside of you than anyone can see. But you have to see yourself and recognize yourself first, because only then will you be able to put that out into the world for others to see. How are people supposed to love you and recognize you if you can't even love yourself and recognize yourself? And I never understood that phrase. It's like, how can people love you if you don't even love yourself? I didn't exactly understand it, but like, why do you want people to love you, but you don't even love you? Like you don't even know what that's like, you know? Also, how are you going to recognize being loved if you haven't experienced that from yourself? When I learned that you are the most important person in your life, it all was put into like the right perspective for me. It's like, wow, I don't even love myself. How are others supposed to? I live with myself every day. And I expect something that I could easily give myself from other people. It's like, girl, wake up, you know? You're right here, right now. Aren't you right here, right now? Mm-hmm. Beyonce's song came to mind from Renaissance. I don't remember the name. Whatever. Okay. How did I make my dreams a reality? How did I even start my YouTube channel? Start my YouTube channel. Oh my god, I'm being like a. Okay. So March 2023, please watch the video on my channel that is called "You Can Never Find Yourself by Looking at Other People." It is 1 hour long. Like, skip the intro. It's like 5 minutes, I think, and like go to where I say like I have my notebook here and it's like my diary, what blah blah blah, and I start like reading off and commenting and saying stuff. It's very important. Like, it's a very very important deep video diving into my psyche and diving into the problem of I'm not expressing myself and I'm dying. I'm not living out my dreams. I'm not making my own life. I'm not taking it into my hands and not molding it and shaping it and creating what I want in it. And I'm dying and decaying and withering, and it's very important. Watch that. That was around the time when I wanted to start my YouTube channel, but I didn't actually post that video because I was scared that it's so freaking long. But also, I couldn't put myself out there onto YouTube. I just could not, and there's an explanation for it. I remember in that video, I remember crying hysterically on the bathroom floor and being like, I'm not a star. And like, it literally felt like I was being physically like pressed down upon. It was a horrible feeling. I was being taken apart from the inside. I was depressed. Let's start with that. It was depression. But also, genuinely, I didn't think I deserved to be here. I thought so low of myself, like I did not hold any value. I amounted to basically nothing. And so I didn't post anything. And this year it was all about self worth for me. And then when I broke up with my best friend, sort of boyfriend, in July, I plummeted into a deep depression. I was fighting also with my mom at the time, and it was a terrible time. I was trying so hard to stay afloat, but I just couldn't, and I snapped in like the end of September. I literally burned my hand with boiling tea. And I was so glad that I did because it just broke the dam, and I was crying and crying and crying for days. Like, I was like the whole day I was crying, and the next day I was also crying, and the day after that I was also crying, and it was heavy. Like, it was depression. It was heavy depression. Depression? Depression. But after that, I understood like how important I am and how important my health is, and not my friends, not my best friend. And I've put too much on him, and I relied on him too much to like secure my life in an emotional like presence sense that you would always be there in each other's lives. And no person, no matter how important to you and no matter how much you love them or they love you, they're not you. They're not that important that you can't live without them. Because if you think so, like, you will be destroyed, I promise you. There's no detachment. Да, не знаю. В Ресифе. Не. Ресифи тоже большой, кстати. Мам, потом, подожди. Anyway, after that depression, I started thinking more about myself, and I became the center of my world, however broken that center was. I don't know what changed. I still don't understand what changed, but that was a great lesson for me to stop people pleasing and to put people above myself, and to think that their opinions about me matter more than my own. People's opinions of you literally do not matter at all. Putting that out there. I was literally like scared to share my own opinions with people and start up conversations. Now I'm not. Now I can just, I'm relaxed. And I think that also came with when I started posting, actually posting on YouTube. After that depression, I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I almost died. I'm doing what I want. And so I started posting, and my first video like has a 168 views right now, and that's great. It kind of actually gave me hope, but also it wasn't the views, it was me following my purpose and expressing myself and opening up that throat chakra and being able to just do whatever the hell I want on camera and also posting that. I at the same time eliminated and have accomplished two things. It's like expressing myself, and that gave me confidence. I'm following my dreams. That gave me confidence and trust in myself. And so now I'm kind of able to just speak to people. I kind of don't care. And that allowed me to be free. Boom. Boom, boom. Mind blown. I'm literally seething hot right now. That is it. Thank you for coming to my social gathering. It's not a social gathering, it's like, thank you for being here, guys. I am very glad to have had you here. I hope to see you next time. Share your own relatable, relating to the topic of this video experiences down in the comments. I love reading your comments. I love speaking to you. I love talking to people. Like, talk to me, bro, please. So interesting. Like this video, subscribe, comment. I love you. Come closer. Give me a kiss. I always have trouble with these, like I swear. Okay, that's it. Bye.